yeah, kind of what Antonio said, like, I don't know if your services are like streamed or even just like a corporate setting, even when it's not streamed. I remember, shoot, who said this to me? I think it was someone at that first church that I was talking about when I was 12, which is so, I feel like I didn't even really understand what it meant in the moment. But I remember I heard someone say, they were just talking about how your encounter with the Lord, though it's so beautiful and so wonderful, there is a beauty and an importance to the room and to unity. And so
Powerful.
a lot of times, like, I'll be encountering the Lord like you, where like you, Amy, where it's like, oh my gosh, I literally can't stand. I feel it feels different in different seasons. There was a season where I felt the Lord, and when I knew he was in the room, my skin would get so hot it was cold. You know, like when you get in the bathtub and it's like so hot.
That's amazing.
Like that. And I would manifest sometimes. I would either end up on the floor weeping or whatever. And I learned that there is a time and place. A lot of times it's, for us, we have the prayer room. And so there's a lot of freedom in the prayer room to encounter the Lord and weep and wail and all the things. And then we have corporate sets where it's a little more, you kind of surrender. This is a good way to put it. You surrender to what the Lord is doing in the room as a whole. And it doesn't make the personal encounter any less important. It's kind of the same, along the same lines of submitting to leadership, whether you fully agree or not. When the Lord comes in a room, the Lord is orderly, and he's a God of order. And when he comes in a room, though it may look like chaos sometimes, it's actually very orderly. There's a though he's mysterious, there is a rhyme and a rhythm in a sense. And so I would just encourage you to really ask the Lord in those moments when you feel him coming on and you're like, I can't contain myself. Really just ask him, like, Lord, how can I get in line with what you're saying to the room as a whole? Because he wants to speak to you personally. There's just time and a place for it. And sometimes on a Sunday morning, the time and the place you're in is more for a whole group of people, more so than just you know?